Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a pick a card tarot reading. We have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile 1, which is the Rainmaker, pile 2, which is pile 2, which is the Corn, and pile 3, which is the Earthkeeper. I want to say, please, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to this one. I also have a second YouTube channel, which is just Romani Fire. This channel is Romani Fire 2. Please follow me on Instagram if you don't already. I do daily readings there too. Mainly tarot, but sometimes I post some like games and stuff in the stories. So if you don't follow me there, please follow me there too. Show me some love, blah de blah de blah, and hopefully you've picked a pile. You can pick more than one pile as well if you have more than one question, or you feel drawn to more than one pile. You can pick more than one, but I'm going to get stuck in before I just keep talking and talking and talking. So let's see what's happening for pile number 1. Let's see what energy is coming through for pile number 1, the Rainmaker. Pile number 1, I feel like you're being told, or I feel like, do you know what, it feels like a calling. I feel like you're experienced this energy that's like magnetic, and I think you're really starting to understand like the power of manifestation, and that you attract what you are. You don't attract what you think. You don't attract what you attract what you are. So if you're let me dumb it down a bit for a second. If you feel like crap, you're gonna attract people and situations that just reaffirm the fact that that's how you feel. Whereas if you feel good about yourself or whatever, you'll notice, right? You can wake up in the morning, and if you stub your toe, it's like the day already feels like a disaster. But you know, it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like you're trying to, well, you don't try, like you're starting to understand the process of what it actually means to manifest, and the vibration you have to be at to manifest the things that you want for yourself, because we manifest 24/7. We manifest 24/7 with and without our knowing of what I've been called then, sorry. So with or without you consciously making that effort to manifest, we manifest 24/7, and we can think a thought, we can do this and whatever else, but it all comes down to the story that you tell yourself, the vibration that you carry, how you feel about yourself. Everything that you are is exactly what you're going to attract. So this is why I always bang on about how it's really important to always work on yourself, always try and raise your vibration, always do what you need to do so that you can vibe at your most authentic vibration, so that you can manifest the life that you deserve. I feel like for some as well, just like a little side note, make it rain. I feel like some of you are going to be receiving maybe just like a random win of money somehow. Maybe you win some money, or maybe someone finally pays you back some money, or maybe you're just getting yourself together and you're actually like putting the work in, and because you've been putting the work in, like you finally see like the return of your hard work, whatever that may be, whether it comes in the form of money, recognition, clients, whatever it is. Because some people, I think a lot of people, they try and manifest money, but I feel like it's more important to manifest something that's going to keep that flow coming. Like maybe if you're starting a business, you know, to manifest some loyal clients, or just whatever, you know. It's not always about money. Sometimes like it's about reputation and having loyal clients and customers and stuff that keep returning. So yeah, pile number 1, it's all about manifestation, and I think you're finally starting to understand the fact that manifesting is more than just a thought. It's more than just a feeling. It is, you manifest what you are. So if you tell yourself that you're not worthy, guess what's going to happen? You're going to attract something that just tells you exactly what you think of yourself already. And I think one of the big things that you need to realize about conditioning and society and stuff like that is that's not your truth. That's someone else's truth, that's someone else's experience, and okay, yeah, now it's become yours. But without these stories, and without these conditions, and without the experiences and stuff, these experiences are what allow you to grow, to learn, to unlearn, so that you can become the best version of yourself. So let's see what else is happening for pile number 1. Come on, pile number 1. I feel like pile number 1, like with this 5 of Cups here, I feel like you're moving from a place of lack. Like you're moving from a place where you feel like you're just not happy. So if you're moving from that place, then I'm not surprised that you're not really manifesting what it is that you really want to manifest for yourself. Because if you're sitting in, like I said in the beginning, if you're sitting in a place of lack, what you're going to attract is more of that. So it's not that you have to fake it to make it. It's almost like, just get real with yourself, do the work that you need to do so that you can raise your vibration. Because our thought process changes every second, right? We can have a million thoughts. It's hard to manifest off of a thought because your thought is always changing, and if your thought's changing, then that means that, maybe your emotions are more stable than your thought process. But if you're thinking something that's negative, then you're going to feel negative, and then you're going to attract negative. So it's almost like, it's okay to feel what you're feeling and stuff like that. But if you're just going to constantly keep yourself in this cycle, and you're not actually going to break the cycle so you can evolve, then you're just going to keep seeing like repeated cycles. And I feel like with this moon card here, it's really telling you to like that cool energy that I mentioned in the beginning. I think I said it in the beginning, I don't know, but there's that energy of like being cooled, and that moon energy is asking you to really like, it's like self-reflection. It's really like, look at yourself, look at how you talk to yourself. It's like a week of self-reflection. It's like listening to yourself, listening to your intuition, really understanding your needs and your wants, and what's more important. Do you want this or do you need this? Really understanding like who you are this week. And you might think, oh, with this card, I always think to myself, okay, like, and pigs might fly, right? That's one of the things that I always pick up from this card, like the impossible. But if you can think it, like if you have an idea and you can visualize it, then you can create it. Like you can. You might, you've got the experience up until this point in your life experience, work experience, education, knowledge, whatever, to this point. Everything you've gone through to this point has prepared you for this kind of energy. For this kind of energy of like, okay, well, pigs might fly, but your whole experience up until this point has been preparing you for what it is you want. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, pigs might fly. Like if you're constantly talking yourself out of something and, saying, oh, well, it's not going to happen because it's just unrealistic. But realistically there's people in this world that have manifested and have put in the work and have achieved possibly the things that you want. They might not have your unique flair to it, but I'm sure there's people on this planet that have achieved the same thing that you've wanted to achieve. And okay, they've got their flair, and maybe your flair is slightly different, but there are people that have manifested the same thing that you've wanted to manifest. So it's not impossible. So maybe pigs can fly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, anything is possible if you allow it to. And another thing I want to say as well is that it was another message that was coming in at the same time, is that when you manifest, there's this really like toxic movement in the spiritual community where, they say, oh, I receive. And like if you have a dream, your dream is not just going to fall into your lap. Like you're going to have to work, no matter how big the action is that you take towards it. If you're worried about time, you're working 9 till 5, you've hardly got any time, 5 minutes before you go to bed, what's stopping you from taking notes or making a plan or adding to your plan? And then you're like, everything counts. So if you're trying to manifest something and you're not putting any work to manifest it because I'm just going to receive what's meant for me, I will receive, or whatever the crap is that people are telling everybody on this platform at the moment. If you're not working towards what you're trying to manifest, then guess what's going to happen? You're not going to manifest it. You need to put in the work. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, you need to put in the work. I'm also picking up here with like this Queen of Swords energy and the card line up that there may be a conversation for pole number 1 that needs to happen. And it's almost like expect the unexpected, but also expect that this is going to get deeper than you thought. Maybe you thought it was quite surface based, but this conversation that you need to have with this person is deeper than you thought. Maybe someone is going to reveal how they really feel about you, or maybe you're going to reveal how you feel about someone. And maybe you thought it was like a lost cause, but this page of cups is like, well, hang on a goddamn second. Like, don't kill it before it's already started. Like, nothing's impossible. Well, who's the person? There's a famous person that said, to say the word impossible, you have to say I'm possible. So nothing is impossible, okay? And this page of cups is like, listen, don't stop something before it's even started. Like, why block your blessings? Why shoot something down before you've even given it a chance? So this communication, this conversation that has to happen, and it is going to happen, because I can see 2 of you here, like this calling energy. Maybe you're going to receive a call or maybe even a text, but the 2 of you need to communicate. You both need to communicate. So for pole number 1, I'm going to try and wrap it up. Put in the work, even if it's 5 minutes a day. If there's a dream that you have, or a vision that you have, or an idea that you have, even if you only give it 5 minutes a day, put in the work, manifest it. Get out of the habit of the cycle, not the habit, the cycle of lack, and get into the mindset of like, anything is possible. Like, if I put my mind to it, if I put my heart to it, if I put my attention to it, I can achieve whatever I want to achieve. And you can. The conversation that's coming in for you guys as well this week or soon, whenever it is, there's like a whole different perspective coming in on this connection that you have with this person. I don't think you quite realise what or how deep this person feels. You might have thought, oh well, because they turned their back on me, they don't care, right? But in actual fact, maybe they had to turn their back on you because they did care, and they had to get their self together before they could come back and have this conversation to show you something. You know, it's not always what you think it is. Sometimes there's something different happening below the surface that you don't know about. But I'm really big on communication, so I'm not big on abuse or toxic energy or anything like that. But if there's a conversation between 2 people that genuinely love each other, where it's a partnership, a friendship, a family member, whatever it is, even just for closure, you don't always have to stay together or be around each other. But there is a conversation that does need to happen with pole number 1. And I think you're not expecting what's going to come up. There's a lot more happening below the surface, and I think you might kind of be a bit surprised because you wasn't expecting it. But this is what I'm saying, like, when you get into that cycle, when you constantly tell yourself that, you know, like this 5 of cups, where it's like this lack energy, or it's never going to happen, like just wasting energy, just, you know, putting your energy into something that is just pointless. Like, you keep feeding the fear. Like, the fear is just going to get bigger and bigger. And like I said, this page of cups is like, listen, don't shoot things down before they've already begun. Like, give things the space, put in the work, put in the energy. You already have everything you need to move forward. You already have everything you need to create what it is you want to create for yourself. So pile number 1, I'm going to wrap it up there for you guys. Let me know if that resonated in the comment section below. And let's move on to pile number 2. Let me just clear this deck first, actually. Pile number 2, what is happening for you? Let's see what's coming through for pile number 2. Pile number 2, what's happening for you? Pile number 2, this feels very work. It feels very money. It feels very education. It feels very health related. It feels very earth energy, practical, in this lifetime, physical, now kind of energy. So some of you could be maybe thinking of starting a new routine when it comes to your health, maybe a new exercise program or changing up your eating and stuff. And I will say, when it comes to anything health related, always check in with your doctor first to make sure that, you know, you're capable and able to do what you need to do, because, you know, you just want to be safe, make sure that you're good and in working order before you do anything drastic. Some of you, I feel like you're looking at a new career maybe, or you want to learn something so you can start working in the career that you really want to work in. I feel like maybe for a long time you've been working just to make money, whereas now you want to work because you feel like it's a part of your purpose, you know. I feel like you're over the working for other people in the sense of just to get the money. I feel like now you want to work because it means something to you. And because it means something to you, you'll probably find that your income will increase, because if you align yourself with what you love and what you enjoy doing, there's nothing in this world that's going to stop you from like being abundant. And when you love something or someone or whatever, like you vibrate at the highest vibration. So let abundance reign. That's what's going to happen. Let's see what else is happening for pile number 2. What else is happening for pile number 2 this week? Yeah, this is definitely, I feel like this is definitely like a new direction for pile number 2. So if you're thinking about starting your own business, then this is a great sign that, like, yes, do it. Like the Ace of Wands, like take the action. Take action. Yeah. Like the foundation work is there. I feel like you've got a good reputation. People can trust you. You know, like people can see what you're capable of here, because you can see people literally working on their, I don't know what this is called. I don't know, sigil? I don't know. Whatever this is, whatever this represents, whatever line of work you're in, like people can see that you're good at what you do, and they like what you do. Like your work speaks for itself, but they also like the energy that you bring. So it is kind of like a new direction. Maybe you're thinking about starting your own business, and this is a sign to say that, yeah, go for it. Like it's time to just show up. It's time to just bring you and your talents to the world, and it will be something that will bring financial stability your way. Again, because it comes back to doing what you love, right? You're doing what you love now, so there is no failure, right? The way that I see it is there is no failure, there's just lessons. And with anything in life, there's ups and downs. You know, you are gonna, if you are starting your own business, you are gonna have lessons that you learn along the way. But the point is never to give up. The point is to learn the lesson so you can apply it and build an even bigger and more secure business for yourself. It's not about you reach a hurdle and, oh my God, I've reached a hurdle, I better stop because it's not working out. Maybe you just needed to learn something about the business that you're in so that you can expand your business. I am hearing as well, like just like a random message that came in. It probably won't be for everybody, but for some people, you're being asked to take your power back. I think in a work placement, I feel like you work your tits off, and you're not recognized for all the hard work that you do. So maybe it's time to kind of like pull back. And I watched this thing once, and it really made me think, do you know what? Yeah, you're so right. Like when you're working for someone else, do what you do. Do nothing more and nothing less. Do what you're paid to do. You're not paid to like go over what you're doing. Like, do your job. Do your job and nothing more. Don't do nothing more and nothing less than what you're paid to do. Because when you invest so much of yourself and your time, and then you look at, you know, maybe you're losing out on spending time with family and friends, or maybe you're not getting paid for all the extra work that you're doing, eventually you're just going to run yourself into empty. You know, you're not going to be living the life that you want, but you're overworking yourself for what? What are you overworking yourself? So it's almost like the message is, do your job. Do what you came to do, nothing more and nothing less. Just do your job and that's it. You know, if you're going to get paid to work overtime, or there's going to be some benefit of you working overtime and killing yourself for this business or this company or this relationship or whatever it is, then fine, if there's going to be something at the end of it. But if you're just doing it and people expect it, and I think that's the worst, when people just expect you to do stuff because they know you will, no. And I feel like the Ace of Wands is saying, look, take your power back when it comes to that situation. And if you're going to put that energy into anyone, let it be into yourself and something that you want to build for yourself, rather than into a company that couldn't give two flying fucks if you're good or not, you know. I'm seeing this thing as well, like there's this idea, I don't know if I said this already, I feel like I said it already, maybe I didn't, I don't know. I feel like there's this idea that you have, and you're wondering if you should like put your energy into or start up a business or something, and I feel like this is a yes, but just, it's not a yes in the sense of like, oh my god, I'm going to say yes and everything's going to be rosy. Like I said, I'm going to repeat again, people forget that when you start up a business or whatever you do in life, there's always going to be ups and downs. You cannot get away from the downs. As much as like the ups are there, there's always going to be a lesson for you to learn. And a lesson doesn't mean you failed. It just means that you're being prepared for something bigger. So ride the wave, learn the lesson, and then use that to build a solid foundation and turn it into a blessing. Okay, pile number 2. Pile number 2, let me know if that resonated for you. And let's see what's happening for pile number 3. Let's see what's happening for pile number 3. What's coming through for pile number 3? Pile number 3, I feel like there's 2 kind of messages coming in for you. One is very physical in a sense of like ground yourself, really work on yourself and being present and not thinking in the past, not thinking in the future, but just to bring yourself back to the now and try and get into the habit and the motion of just being present. Because I feel like you can get lost in the past or lost in the future, and then before you know it, the day's over and you've done fuck all. And then the other message is for those who know that a part of their purpose is to help raise the vibration of planet Earth, whether it comes to like Reiki, any kind of like healing energy, love, whatever it is, whatever vibration it is, whatever skill you have, I feel like Mother Nature is asking you to like, okay, it's good that you can heal people, it's good that you can heal animals, it's good that you can Reiki your food and your drink, but how about you Reiki Earth? How about you send some of that healing energy back into Earth? How about every time you help someone or have a client and they're doing Reiki or whatever it is, whatever service you have that helps other people, how about when you finished your session, how about you transmute that energy into love and send it back into the universe? You know, like it's time to switch up the game. It's time to not make it about ego. It's time to like look at the bigger purpose, and the bigger purpose is, and I'm sure you've been a part of what's been happening, not in so much maybe a personal sense, but I know you've been seeing what's been happening in the world in the last like 3 years. So it's almost like, what have you been doing though? Have you been caught up in the drama of it, or have you been helping raise the vibration so that we can finally, you know, exist in a place that's more peaceful? Like, are you doing what you're doing because it's like, yay, pat on the back for me, look at what I can do, I can help heal people and I can do this and I've got this talent? Or are you kind of like, okay, I'm just a divine, I'm just a vessel for divine energy, and okay, I can help heal people, but I have a greater purpose, you know, I can help heal people, I can help heal the planet. Like, what are you doing with that energy? Are you just doing it to make money, or are you doing it because, like, it's a part of your purpose? Like, what is going on here? Because I feel like Mother Nature has been calling for a very long time, and I feel like most healers, and I'm being honest, have been ignoring the call because the ego has been more in play than whatever. So I'm not surprised that volcanoes are erupting all over the world. I'm not surprised, you know, there's been all of these things that have been happening when it comes to what's happening here on planet Earth, when it comes to people and divide and all that kind of stuff. I'm really not surprised that there's been so many natural disasters in the last 10 years, because what are we actually doing? If you're gifted with a gift, don't for one second think that you're just here to, like, do one thing with it. If you're here and you're like a Reiki practitioner or Reiki master, energy worker, energy healer, whatever it is you want to label yourself with, just know that you are a divine vessel. That's all you are. You're not God. I mean, you are a part of his image, but you're just the vessel, and your purpose is to do what you're doing and more, which means if Mother Nature calls, you answer the call, which means you take time out and you put that energy back into the planet. Just moving on, I get passionate about things like this because as someone that's a Reiki practitioner myself, I look around and all I see is people just patting themselves on the back, and it's like, okay, cool, but what are you doing for the planet? Okay, you're helping someone get better, that's beautiful and that's amazing, that's an amazing thing, but are you really going to take all the credit for that, considering that you're just a vessel for that person to help heal themselves? You're just a vessel for divine energy, that's it? Or are you just going to play like something else? Anyway, let me move on. Let's see what else is happening for pile number 3. Oh, got too many cards there. I'm not taking those ones. Let's take this one. Pile number 3 with this little setup here. And I mean, even if you look at this card as well, right? You can see the Earthkeeper, she has her wings spread, you can see the planet here. So it's almost like setting herself free and opening herself up so she can be just, well, free. And I feel like, okay, yeah, like this 9 of Cups is the wishing card, so go ahead and make a wish if you want to, but also, like, be mindful of what you're wishing for. I remember once I made a wish that I really, and I got my wish, and trust me, it was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, but it also was the biggest blessing of my life. So it's almost like, yeah, okay, be mindful of what you're wishing for here. I do see maybe a long distance relationship here with the Chariot and the happily ever afters and all this kind of stuff, but I feel like there might be a bit of a distance between the two of you. I do see a coming together. I do see, like, you know, with this 10 of Cups card here, if it is relationship based, I do see you guys coming together and having your happily ever after. But for the most part, I feel like for pile number 3, it really is about setting yourself free from your own limitations, right? Like, it's almost like what I'm seeing is a tree, okay? So you've got the tree and the roots are well rooted, but the branches, they reach up to the sky. So it's almost like you're this stable, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Like, you have a connection to Earth and you have a connection to the universe, and you are the vessel in which both energies move through, okay? So it's like, be grounded. Maybe some of you are more kind of ungrounded and more kind of connected to the universe and stuff, but you're lacking the grounding to be able to, like, bring that energy through in a very stable and understandable manner. sorry, I was just, I don't know, something was just coming through and I was just like, are you meant to be about this reading? I don't think you are, sorry. So I just had to, yeah, anyway. There is a choice here. Some of you may be thinking about travel, and if you are, then this is a sign to kind of like book your tickets and go and do what you need to do. Again, like there's never a wrong, there's never a right, it just is. And you know, whatever the situation is, if you do choose to travel and you learn some amazing, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, number one, but number two, like there's just going to be so much more experience, life experience and stuff. Like sometimes, you know, some people are meant to be situated somewhere because they bring a lot to the community, and then there's other people that kind of like are meant to bring more globally. So you may feel the need to kind of like travel to kind of like not literally spread your seed. I'm not saying like go and impregnate everybody, but I feel like in a sense you're very tempted to drop or to bring your presence to different parts of the world maybe. I do feel like there's a checkmate situation here as well, because I look at this Emperor and I always feel like I'm sorry, can't even see what I'm talking about. I'm always like this. I always feel like checkmate, but who's he checking? Who's he checking though? Oh, hang on, let's see. He's checking the Queen of Wands. Maybe you've met your match, you know. Maybe when it comes to, if it is a relationship, maybe this kind of energy here is saying like you've met your match. This is your match, because this is Aries and this is fire energy as well. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So maybe you've met your match. It doesn't necessarily have to be another fire sign, but someone that kind of carries that energy. And you've kind of like met your match, and because you met your match, you kind of vibrated this vibration that kind of brings this kind of energy. And like I say, every relationship serves a purpose, right? Whether it's one of growth or one of destruction or one of whatever the purpose is of that relationship, it always serves a purpose. Everything serves a purpose. And I think that like the connections that you're making at the moment, like you're meeting people that match you, and you're probably meeting a lot of people that are on the same kind of path or carry the same kind of purpose. I always feel that we have two purposes. We have an individual purpose that we need to live out on this time scale that we're here, and then I feel like we have more of kind of like an earthly collective kind of purpose to help the planet, the collective, the people, whatever you want to call it as well. So I feel like, okay, maybe your gifts are slightly different, but you carry that same energy, that same purpose, that same, like your goal is the same. You know, if you both resonate with something, like if, you know, your end goal is love and unity, you're going to meet people that have that same goal. They may bring like a different flair to the mix, but your goal is the same. So you're going to meet a lot of like soul tribe people. You'll probably meet a possible partner here as well. There may be some travel in your relationship. Maybe your partner is overseas or in a different part of your area or your country. And I feel like, you know, as well, I'm going to wrap it up here, that what you give, you're going to get back. So one, be grounded enough in your energy to be able to give and receive. Be open to receiving, but never ever, regardless of what you've been through, regardless of your relationships with people, never ever stop being true to who you are. If you're a giver and you give love and you have this massive abundant amount of love in you that you want to share with the world, don't let other people's unhealed traumas, life experiences stop you from giving love. Because when you love someone, or when you just love, right, when you just have that vibration of love, you'll understand that loving someone isn't about what you get back. It's all about giving, and whatever you give naturally comes back to you anyway. It might not come back from that same person or that same avenue. Yeah, that same avenue, but what you give out does come back. So it's almost like this energy is saying, keep giving, keep loving, keep sharing, and just let go of expectation, let go of like condition, let go of like, okay, I love Jim down the road, but you know, he don't love me back, so now I'm not going to love anyone again. Or like, okay, my relationship with Joe down the road was really toxic and now I'm just never going to love again. Or every relationship I'm going to get into, I'm going to have trust issues. Every experience is meant to break those molds, not to create them. Like, the point in these experiences, as devastating as they can be, is to make you evolve, to make you love even bigger and harder, because everybody has a story, everybody's experienced something, and love has never, ever, ever been anything to fear. So, I'm just saying, keep loving, keep giving, because you will receive. Just let go of the expectation of how you think you're going to receive. You might not receive it from Joe. You might receive it from Sarah, you know. You might lend Lenny a helping hand, but then Claire comes in and says, hey, I can see you need help with this, let me help you, you know. Or maybe you do meet Joe and Joe's like, do you know what, you've really helped me and I want to help you in return. Like, just let go of expectation. Just know that if you're loving someone and you're loving someone correctly, giving doesn't come with condition. Giving is something you do freely and because you want to. And there is no kind of like, well, I gave you this, so now I want this. That's not how love and giving actually works. But there is a cycle here for pole number 3 that does kind of say, if you are a giver, make sure you're open to receiving and let go of the expectation that comes with receiving. If you're a taker, it's almost like, you know, karma's going to bite you in your ass, because karma does exist. And it's almost like, okay, maybe now it's time to give back to the world. So it's almost like just finding that balance, really, and dancing the dance, the abundance dance. So pile number 3, let me know if that resonates for you in the comment section below, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye.